So I'm sorry I can't remember your name. I'll have to dig it out of the comment section. I'll put it in the title, but you're asking about the problems that the VT250F engine has and how some people say bad things. I'll try and explain this as simply as I can, and the mentality of people that say these things. Honda V4 rider, he might want to check in with this video too, because this relates to the older VFs as well. So, the people that'll say bad things about the VF 750s and the VT 250s of this vintage, 1983 through to 86, are probably idiots, because they do have a couple of faults. The first one is that the oil tolerances are too small. The oil tolerances are too tight in the main crank bearings from factory. And what happens is, if you rev the shit out of them cold, they nip up due to poor oil circulation and spin the bearing in the crankcase housing, and it wrecks the crankcase. Once they're hot, especially if you've got heat saturation, so you've got heat coming out through the crankcase, not just water jacket heat, they're just about bulletproof. You can race them. People did, and you can use all 13,000 RPM on the VT. 13? 14? Oh, something like that. This one hasn't had that much of a hard time because it's been rebuilt. I've got little Hugo with me, and he's fidgeting. So this one's never had a hard time, but we had two of these at one point and it would wind itself off the speedo. So, and the other issue that they have, and the V4s are renowned for it as well, is Honda put too light a cam chain tensioner spring in, and they offered a updated heavier spring later on to put in. So at 30,000 k's from new, a lot of these bikes were going back and getting a heavier cam chain tensioner spring put in. That was the two downfalls that the bike has. In 1986, in the VFRs, they had right angle gear driven cams, so they were shaft drive. And the problem obviously went away. Look, there's Hugo. Don't scratch my bike. Yeah, it'll be yours one day, so don't scratch it. Yeah. Battery's out of this one. It's in the Integra. He's got a flappy disc on him, and I'm a bit worried that he might touch the paint. Yeah, go play with a lawnmower or something. So there's a VF 750 over there. Now, that one's got upgraded cam chains, tensioners. Now the reason I say that people will tell you that these are a bad engine are idiots is because they've got the mentality of revving stuff up when it's cold. And anyone with any compassion for their vehicle or wants any longevity, be it a motorcycle like this or a car like that, knows that all the steel grows at different rates because it's aluminium and cast iron and everything else put together. And that you shouldn't do that. You should let it get up to its operating temperature, and then you can flog the absolute piss out of it and nothing will happen. Well, okay, you flog the absolute piss out of stuff, it wears out, but not going to break down like the issues that I described earlier. That's the thing. Now, that bike there, we've got no proof, but that bike rode from the Honda shop in Adelaide to New South Wales, and apparently it was owned by Mick Doohan's brother. And it was originally white, so that's something a bit interesting for you all. And yeah, we've had this one for years. This was the one I got my licence on. Well, actually, I didn't use this to get my licence, but it was the first one I rode on the road. Yeah. And back when I got my licence, the cops were less onto people for speeding and stuff like that. They were more about real crime, not their key performance indicators in revenue per month and how much they've created per month into the system. So not so much this one, because basically when I got my big bike licence I sort of come off of this one and I got into cars for a while. But anything that I owned that was that size was pretty much ridden flat out. Our whole family did, I guess. I think statute of limitations is well and truly exceeded, but you know, like, I guess you paid for all that speedo. You wanted to use the whole lot, right? I mean, I can remember playing with a Subaru WRX STI turboed, and he'd done a few modifications to it. Thought his shit didn't stink, and I had a VF 1000. Well, I still got it. It's over at the farm. And you know, like, I'm riding next to him, I can like reach out and touch his mirror, and he'd give me the head nod, and I'd absolutely gun the bike. And mind you, I was still in 5th gear. Because that's only got 5. This little thing's got 6, by the way. They got 6 speed. So still in top cog. Poured the coal on and gone. You know, he's still leaving this bloody car for dead. You know. Anyway, one thing he did say is it's still pouring out plenty of fuely smoke out of the back, so obviously it's fairly rich and she won't melt in the internals. But yeah, that's just a story for you all. Yeah, along with that one. So yeah, I would start it, but the battery died because my trickle charger, we think that we've worked out the diodes went and killed the battery. So because I put it on another bike and the trickle charger got hot, like seriously hot. So we shit canned that idea. So yeah, and the battery out of that VT is in the VT out the front, which I'm riding at the moment because it's got registration on it, and that's a 84 Integra. So that's the same engine as that VT with the square tube frame instead and full fairing. A friend of mine's got a model in between, which is that bike with all the fairing on it, all the side fairing, the F2 in that model. So I'm curious to see what he does with that. So yeah, anyhow, I'm going to get the kid out of the spider webs. I don't know what's all in there, so out for now.